you guys can tell me all, well, not all, but a bunch of the data that you heard come out of there, or do you want to watch it one more time and shout it out as it goes?
Watch it out. Shout it out. So the average person is a Chinese 28-year-old.
Okay, so tell me what you remember. And,
okay, so
and Grace, can you still wait for 1 second? Okay, so the data that we saw presented, just one at a time. So
the average person in the world is a 28-year-old Chinese man.
28 years and Chinese.
Han Chinese.
And man, okay? Han Chinese, which is, I believe that it's a certain ethnicity within China.
Han Solo.
Probably not that. Okay, and something else?
That one.
Okay, what else stood out to you? What other data?
In 2030, that person will be in India.
Okay, by 2030, the average, this is my abbreviation for average, okay? Average person will be Indian. What else?
What's average can vary from country to country.
Aha. Averages vary by country. Like what? What were some examples of the data?
Town to town.
Like in Holland, the average bid is 5'11", in Peru, the average bid is 5'4".
Okay, so height
And
is
half
one
of
thing.
it.
What's that?
I think it was 5'1".
Oh.
Oh, 5'1".
Well, maybe if we watch again, we'll see. But certainly not 5'11".
I'm a very short person.
Okay. What else?
500.
What else, guys? What other things stood out to you? Can I say one thing stood out to me?
Face.
The face?
Yes.
Okay, so they actually made an average composite face. And
That was just a picture of someone who already
how did they do that? What did
They
they say? They said what they did.
They took a lot of people's random photos and then put it all together to make an average person.
Okay, so they made it by, how many photos did they use, did they say?
900,000. No, it was 190.
Yeah, 190,000 photos. So they somehow used that and averaged the actual images to make a composite face that says this person is average. So that's a really interesting idea of what averages. It's like averaging a picture, averaging a visual instead of averaging a number.
Can you make a composite face for the average?
Yeah.
We could think about doing that. Anything else that stood out to you?
People in America, but the average person in America uses 100 gallons of water
Yes.
per day.
So,
and then people in Ethiopia, places like that, use 2.5 gallons and they spend like 8 hours drinking that water.
yes. So water usage / sorry, my marker isn't working very well. Accessibility, right? We have unlimited access to water in this country, basically, although in California they're rationing it now because there's such a drought. But we have virtually unlimited access to water, and in other places they have to, every piece of water, every drop of water they use, they have to collect it themselves. Okay. So
Makes me feel kind of guilty.
makes you feel guilty.
Yeah. So,
How guilty people feel.
Why do you feel guilty?
well, because we have all this water and everything.
No one's
sharing it with the other countries. We're trying to.
So
Well, it's kind of hard to like take a ship and fill it with water.
Yeah,
Put it across the
there's
river.
already nothing to go to about it. It's
You
not
know,
like-
Grace, it's interesting.
Full of water.
It's interesting what you're saying, guys. What she's saying is a really important thing, which is she's feeling her privilege. She's feeling what she has that somebody else doesn't have. And that can sometimes make you feel guilty. Hopefully, it makes you feel like you want to do something about it.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
like Edward, imagine if we take a bunch of bottled water to Ethiopia and we don't sell it. We'll waste all the money. I mean, people will get their water for free, but we'll waste all the money that we use for the plastic, plus the shipping it will contaminate with candy. It won't make that much of a difference. And then, if you keep doing that, eventually you won't make any money out of that.
And eventually all that plastic from the
Yeah, where does it go?
water-
What if we don't use plastic? What if we use like metal drums or something? What are you gonna do with metal drums after? Give it to them. They can use the metal to do, I don't know, make a filter or something. I don't know. Yes, but they don't have. Yeah, collect more water with something.
So it's a very complex issue, right? Because if you just walk in and drop something off and say sayonara, this is gonna solve all your problems, it might be a short-term solution. I think that's what Sol is trying to get at. And a lot of these issues are long-term solutions that are really big, complex issues that involve education and funding and changing ways of lives, and they're really complicated.
But
And it
yeah,
doesn't
you
mean
can't
we
just,
shouldn't
like,
try
go
to do
over
it,
and
it just
just
means
water
that
it
it's
down.
not.
That's different science where like, you know, we did the same.
be able to decontaminate their water.
But that's a
That
really
costs a
hard
lot of
thing to
money.
do, yeah. Yeah,
It's not just you go over there and stop the filter.
right, what were you gonna say, CJ?
Well, one on that topic, I think, if I remember, a well for UNICEF, I believe it costs either $200, $300, or $500.
That is a
To
lot.
provide one well.
Yes,
I
provide
think
one.
about how many wells they need.
People in Africa, a lot of people in Africa cannot afford that. They cannot afford it.
Well, I also, you guys, I also think we should be careful about generalizing.
We can't do all the work, we will eventually lose a lot of money on that because they cannot pay us back. And I don't know. We don't have.
So I think we
don't have to
can I s-
have any-
Guys, can I say
I
something?
know, exactly. But this is, we will lose a lot of money and, sorry.
I just wanna say that I think we should be careful about generalizing when we say things like people in Africa, which is an
Okay,
entire
A
continent.
lot of people in places like Ethiopia and Ghana and places like that, just a lot of, not everybody, but a lot of people cannot afford to pay a lot of money. And,
What was the average salary they said?
$12,000.
$12,000
Less
a
than
year.
$12,000.
Less than $12,000. So the average salary in the world is less than $12,000 a year. Okay, now we're getting into hurt feelings, okay? And that's not the territory that I want us to tread into right now. I think you're both trying to propose solutions. I think that's awesome.
I'm trying to say that I don't have a solution.
You're trying to say, what I hear you saying is that the solution is complex and we can't just immediately say something that's easy and solve it, right? Yeah, and you're trying to come up with solutions, which is also super admirable. But this project is really not about that. Okay, so this is kind of a side conversation that's important, but not relevant to what I've been trying to accomplish today. Okay, so I realize that this video is raising lots of concerns and lots of thoughts in your mind. But what I want us to talk about is looking at this information, and there was a lot of other information. I have some questions for you. So I'm steering us back. Sorry, I'm gonna do it. That's my job. So,
It's actually frozen Jurassic Park. It still says in park.
Jurassic Park. Give me a moment.